Today, we are reviewing the new TV show called Game of Wool. Did I get a VPN just to be able to watch this show? Absolutely. I'm going to be watching it as a person who lives off of knitting, so I can call myself a professional knitter. This show is supposed to be hosting amateur knitters and see who can win the title of Britain's best knitter. So the premise is interesting. I have not watched any of it. I have seen a few comments on it, but I wanted to do a live reaction. So I wanted to watch, oh my God, the light changed so much. Anyway, I wanted to watch the thing while I'm reacting to it with you. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put a lot of footage of the actual show for copyright reasons, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a lot of opinions. But I don't want to go into it with too much negative thought that might already be like that. You know, I already have some thoughts that are pretty not positive, let's say, but we'll see. Maybe I'll be impressed. And also, this is episode 1. There's only one episode out right now at the moment I'm filming this. We'll see if it's entertaining and you like it. Maybe I'll do a live reaction to all the episodes. I think there are 6 or 7. And I will be obviously knitting while I watch the show. So I'm starting here. I'm also doing another video on this particular sweater that I'm knitting. So I'm kind of I'm kind of triple, what's the word I'm looking for? Multitasking, triple tasking, because this sweater pattern is also for a future book that I'm writing. That being said, I'm gonna put on my headphones. I'm gonna start watching, and yeah, I'll come back to you whenever I have a thought. My first thought is right from the get-go, seeing the sweater that Tom Daly is wearing for the first episode. It's something else. It's pretty cool. It's not really a sweater, it's more like a shrug, a shawl thing. And I personally think it's quite a fashion statement, which I appreciate. So let's do it.
A new generation of knitters are taking the world by storm. With just 2 needles or a hook, they are testing the limits of creativity.
Okay, so I can't show you a video of it because obviously it is copyrighted, so I can't screen record. But I can still have the audio, and then you'll see, you know, what happens when I decide to stop. Here we go.
Welcome to Game of Wool, Britain's best knitter.
Okay, let me start by the view. It's amazing. All the sheep and the green pastures. It's beautiful. I wish I was there. And the place they're knitting is gorgeous. Like the inside, all the yarn, the colors. I'm curious to see what kind of wool they have in there, because obviously you can't have everything, but there's such a wide variety of color. One thing that's already sticking out to me is they say there's 8 weeks and 16 challenges. How is that gonna work? Because 8 weeks, how much can you actually knit in 8 weeks? There seems to be a good variety of like male, female contestants of different ages. The judges are, I haven't done a lot of research into who they are, but I know that they are, you know, very well-known published authors, knitting teachers and authors. So they know what they're talking about. So I'm curious. I can't wait to see more.
It's week 1, and 10 talented amateur knitters have arrived in Scotland.
Everyone's wearing knitwear, probably handmade, hopefully, by them.
As our knitters battle it out to claim Big Knitter of the Week and avoid the dreaded cast-off.
First of all the lovely designs from Di Gilpin and Sheila Glenwell are amazing. Like so much intarsia, color work, cables, like everything looks gorgeous. It's really inspiring. 12 hours to make a tank top. is interesting. With the Fair Isle prompt, I'm curious to see what kind of Fair Isle they're going to put in, because a lot of people use Fair Isle interchangeably with Stranded. And a lot of people are not aware that Fair Isle has very particular rules to create true Fair Isle. They're saying reinvent it, make Fair Isle proud. So I don't know where, like, what's the line between changing it too much and staying true to what it is and being inventive. You know what I mean?
Feral is a traditional
Oh,
but
they're
tricky
saying it
knitting
now.
style, which was invented here, on Feral, a tiny island in the Shetlands. To knit their tank tops, they will all start from the hem of the garment and work upwards using
Bottom up.
circular needles.
Interesting.
Which
Some of the answers to my questions are already there, which is good. They're using a chunky wool. I find it interesting that they're saying that they're changing from circular needles to straight needles. Maybe it's for anyone to understand what's going on. I would have said they're switching from knitting in the round to knitting flat, but you know, maybe they are actually using straight needles. I don't know. And yeah, they explained what Fair Isle is, so good. I wish they said like a smaller gauge could take anywhere up to like 40 hours. I wish somehow that if the people designed their own pattern, they could have maybe knit part of it on the show, but also knit part of it outside of the show, so they wouldn't have to challenge it to be such a short challenge. We'll see.
Farewell is very much what I like doing, but not on this yarn and not on this needle. So to tell me that I have to express myself on a super chunky yarn is like asking a vegetarian to express themselves with a medium of steak or something.
A man after my own heart.
I'm not great at estimating time, so I suppose we'll see.
That's also something that I want to say. I have no idea how much time it takes me to knit something like that. I wouldn't be able to tell you. That's why I'm timing myself knitting this one right now. If someone would have told me you have 12 hours to knit XYZ, I would have no idea whether it's reasonable or not. I feel like it's unreasonable, but know what I mean? Like, how much of a challenge am I giving myself? I don't know.
Gordon is the only knitter attempting the risky traditional Fair Isle method of steeking.
Yay!
To cut open the neck and armholes. You heard that right. Cut into the knitting.
That's awesome. Someone's steeking. Love it. I can't wait to see how it's gonna go. Also, let's just say 12 hours, you have to eat, you have to take breaks for your health. You know, you have to stand up and walk around. Maybe I can do that while knitting, but still, like, I can't knit 12 hours straight for real. Like, yeah, anyway. I love the view.
This giddy knitter is life cut.
You can view her needles from like under her armpit almost, so it shows her knitting really fast. I love it. I guess they got to bring their own needles. I wonder if there's extra ones if, you know, they don't have the right ones for the challenges. I love all the drawings of what it's supposed to look like by the end. It's very well made. Like, you can see all the things. Oh, it's an ad now, so I'm going to take the time to talk. I wish they would have done the tank top from the top down, because at least from the top down, they could have made it cropped if they don't have time to finish it. Right now, they're doing from the bottom up, so they're doing like all the body, and then by the time there's no more time, like, what are they going to do? They can't skip the top of the tank top, you know? That being said, it seems quite wholesome for now. Like, people, there's no like animosity. Like, I feel like it's going to be a very wholesome feeling between the contestants, not these kind of shows where people are kind of put against each other in a negative way. I'm not a big fan of reality TV. I do watch a bit. Like, I've watched all the Project Runways, and I used to love watching MasterChef Australia, because that one was way less negative. People would help each other and be really nice to one another, versus the American versions of reality shows, reality TV. So I'm happy to see that it's, you know, quite positive. And for now, apart from the choice of wool, I'm good. Let's keep going.
It's week 1 here in the Game of Wool Yarn Barn, and our 10 knitters are over halfway through their first solo challenge.
Right, I don't knit for barely anyone but myself, and yes, I have kids, and no, I don't knit for them.
Wow, Lydia, what?
I don't know if they gave everyone a pattern to follow when it comes to the fit of the vest. I'm curious to see if all their vests are going to be built exactly with the same, shaping, because it's different skills to be able to design and to knit. So if you're looking for the best knitters, I feel like giving people the same thing to knit. Maybe you design the motifs, but the actual garment, like fitting a good garment, is not necessarily something that I personally think a very advanced knitter maybe knows exactly how to do. Does that make sense? Knitter and pattern designer are like kind of two different things in my opinion. Obviously, you can't really be a great pattern designer in my opinion if you're not a great knitter, but the opposite could be true. You could be a really great knitter and not necessarily be a great pattern designer, in my opinion. And then also, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah, I'm much more interested by all the designs they're wearing than the ones they're knitting right now, which is unfortunate because I keep on looking at what they're wearing, and I'm like, that's what I want to know about. I want to get the history of that and not what they're knitting.
How are you getting on, mate? Knitters, that's 1 hour to go.
Is it really? No.
1 hour.
I'm in big trouble. Major big trouble.
1 hour to go. They're not even done knitting.
In the final hour,
Forget
our
the finishing.
knitters must complete their garments. Knitters, you have 10 minutes remaining.
Okay, I'm going to cut these. I'm going to steek the armholes in the neck hole.
Time for steeking.
It's not really feasible to do steeking with such a chunky yarn because the risk of the steeks coming loose is far, far greater. I certainly admire Gordon for doing it. Takes guts.
Super tense music. Everybody looking to the steeking. His hands shaking. It's very dramatic. And
That gives me one armhole.
there's been no securing of the stitches. I have no idea if it's a superwash wool or if it's a non-superwash wool, but it looks.
Now made. I've just got two big raggy gaping holes where your arms poke out.
It looks like there's been no securing of the steek, and the wool is definitely not a sticky wool. It looks like it might be superwash, and it's chunky, and yeah, that's kind of a recipe for disaster. It's not a great way to portray steeking, unfortunately. Steeking can absolutely go right, and that is not the way. But poor him, it's not his fault.
Knitters, cast off your stitches. This challenge is complete. Your time is up.
Ouch. I can't wait to see what it looks like because like they didn't have
Birthday buddies, a gaggle of geese,
time
and steeking scares.
to
That's
finish.
10 Fair Isle tank tops done in just 12 hours.
I'm curious to see what the judges say about these things because obviously there's only been 12 hours to do it, so I don't know if they're going to be really harsh or not. Okay, so after seeing all of the finished projects, finished and unfinished, I must say, first of all, the judges are sweethearts. They're so positive. They find the positive in everything, which I really appreciate because these people are working their asses off with very non-ideal settings in order to make these things happen. And as I unfortunately was expecting, most of these items are unfortunately not very wearable because of the yarn, not even because of them, like of the knitters. The knitters did well, and the thing is, it's very difficult to make a chunky wool look good in a stranded color work. And it shows because apart from maybe two tank tops, the color work looks chunky, clunky, and not super appealing to the eye, even though the concepts were good. So Elsa, I don't remember, but the little top with the little bow and a porthole in the back, gorgeous. Like, it makes me want to make a vest with a little bow in the front. It's beautiful, and her tension was amazingly perfect. And I'm just a little bit sad, to be honest, to know that none of these things are going to be worn. They're using all that wool for one TV show, and apart from maybe, hopefully, the knitters get to take it home and maybe keep it as a keepsake, but like the people that didn't do well don't want to keep it, probably because it will remind them of not a great success. So yeah, just a little bit sad to see all that wool kind of go to waste somehow. Yeah. Yeah, if you would have asked me about a challenge, an individual challenge, I probably would have said something like, let them finish an item. Like, here's the beginning of a sock, finish it to your liking. Or here's the beginning of a vest and finish it how you want. Something like that.
Solo challenge complete. It's time for our first team knit.
Team knit, that's something that you don't hear often.
Surprise challenge.
Fitted sofa
You can
cover.
use as much colour as you want.
Let's get knitting.
So let's imagine a sofa. I think it's a two-place sofa, 5 people covering the entire thing. It's at least as much knitting as they've done on the tank top. Like, the surface, the surface they have to cover is at least the same amount as they all did for the tank top. So it's not gonna be. I would have liked to see like a smaller item. Cover a poof, cover maybe an armchair, something a little bit smaller. With the 5 of them, they could have done much more intricate things. I'm saying that maybe it's going to be super beautiful and intricate. I just can't imagine covering a sofa in 10 hours with 5 people. And they have to design it too, because they haven't started yet.
Quite an ambitious challenge.
Oh my god, okay, I'm finishing today here, but like they're using the biggest freaking needles because they're double stranding things. My hands would be screaming at me. Right now I'm using 6 millimeter, 6 millimeter needles, and that's the biggest I can go. If I go bigger than that, my joints are just not happy. I cannot imagine using these needles for 10 hours at a time, and this is the second challenge, so like it's gonna be 22 hours of those needles. Oh my god. Anyway, so I'll keep watching later when I have a bit more time, but yeah, I'm curious to see how this one goes. Oh my god, I just pressed play again and I thought I was gonna wait until I hit record because it's a lot of footage while I watch, but the guy said I just can't cope with size 20 needles. Size 20. Like, that's way too big. Ouch. Okay, I'll keep watching and I'll film again when I have another reaction. All right, so I finished watching the episode without having you directly with my reactions. And I must say that a few things happen. First of all, people are so freaking wholesome in this show. The talk about why people started knitting, how, and mensing, how it can be difficult to be knitting in public. All these things were just very heartwarming and beautiful. Someone talking about their anxiety and the fact that when they're knitting, this goes away. I really appreciated that. Obviously, I find it I find it too bad that people that have attempted harder techniques have gotten, bad comments or reviews just because of the fact that I don't think it's because they can't do that technique. It's because they chose a technique that is too hard or it takes too long for the time allowed for the challenges. So basically, we're not trying to crown the best knitter, but the best decision maker when it comes to using your time wisely and your material wisely. I'm not sure that this format is the right format for a slow hobby. But I'm still curious to know what's going to happen next week. So I'm going to be watching it again next week. If you'd like me to do another commentary video, let me know. Unfortunately, because I cannot show you any visuals, I think it might be not as entertaining as I thought it might be. One thing that I did notice is someone in the next episode, I think that Tom Daly is wearing a cardigan from a luxury knitwear designer that I absolutely cannot stand. I made a video about it on my TikTok channel. The knits are just absolutely unwearable, in my opinion, and unsustainable, where the brand is saying that there's a sustainable brand. So I'm curious to see if it actually is what I think it is that he's wearing on the next episode. But all that being said, it was generally, let's say, a little frustrating to watch, but at the same time, I do think that there is some entertainment value and some maybe some knowledge for some people that don't knit, like they talked about intarsia and Fair Isle and steeking and things that you can do with knitting that could potentially get people excited about knitting. But at the same time, unfortunately, all the big chunky items that they had to knit are not necessarily what's going to bring people to knitting, if you understand what I'm saying. What brought me to knitting was seeing intricate, beautiful, thinner yarn type things and not those chunky, clunky items. So let me know if that was interesting to you, if you'd like me to do another video on this subject next week, and I will see you very soon. Bye!